I'm Vernon, and this is the in-depth report, the Deion Effect. What if Shedeur said no? Why the NFL might be forcing the Sanders family to build their own table. Let's be real. Shedeur Sanders falling beyond the third round of the NFL draft isn't just surprising. It's suspicious. Actually, forget suspicious. It's strategic. But not in the way some NFL scouts and sports media want us to believe. This ain't about his mechanics. This ain't about his arm strength. This ain't about his ability to lead a team. This is about brand. And we're watching two very different brands collide in real time. The Deion Sanders brand versus the NFL Shield. On one side, you've got the Deion Sanders brand, a brand rooted in self-confidence, visibility, cultural pride, and unapologetic Black fatherhood. A brand that doesn't beg for a seat at the table, it builds the table and invites others to eat. And on the other side, you've got the NFL, a league that likes its stars charismatic, but not too loud, confident, but not too controlling, talented, but still coachable. Let's not pretend like we haven't seen this play out before. They did it with Kaepernick. They've done it with outspoken players for decades. Now, it's Shedeur's turn to be humbled or punished, depending on how you want to frame it. The numbers don't lie, but apparently they don't matter either. Let's get into the facts. In 2024, Shedeur threw for 4,134 yards, 37 touchdowns, and posted a 74% completion rate. Stats courtesy of ESPN. That's not just good, that's first-round caliber. And when you put that next to some of the quarterbacks that went before him, the disrespect is loud. Cam Ward goes number 1 overall and deserves his shine, but Shedeur being left out of the first 3 rounds, it doesn't add up. So what's really happening here? This isn't about talent, it's about control. Deion made headlines months ago when he pulled an Archie Manning. He made it clear, Shedeur would not play for just anybody. He wanted the right fit, the right system, and the right culture, just like Eli Manning's camp did back in the day. Only difference? When the Mannings do it, it's strategic. When the Sanders family does it, it's arrogant. Same playbook, different headlines. That's not coincidence. That's culture clash. So, what if Shedeur said, I'm not playing your game? Let's entertain the idea that the NFL keeps passing. Let's imagine round 4 turns into round 5, then 6, then 7, and the phone never rings. What if the next move isn't just waiting for a free agent offer? What if the next move is revolutionary? What if Shedeur took his talents to the UFL? You know, the new league formed from the XFL and USFL merger. What if Shiloh went too? What if Coach Prime pulled up and said, let's do this our way? Enter The Rock, the Spotlight, and a new playbook. The UFL is already owned in part by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, someone who gets entertainment, brand building, and culture. You don't think he'd roll out the red carpet to bring the Sanders family in? You don't think the cameras, the fans, the merch, the culture, and the storylines wouldn't explode? Deion would bring in fans, Shedeur would bring the eyeballs, Shiloh would bring the swag, and suddenly the UFL wouldn't just be the other league, it would be must-see TV. You think 50,000 people wouldn't show up to see Coach Prime on the sideline again? You think ESPN, Fox, and every podcast in the sports world wouldn't cover it? It would be the biggest power move in football since LeBron took his talents to South Beach. And here's the beautiful part. They'd still be playing the game, not the NFL's game, not the media's game, their own game. And what better place to do it than the UFL, where players are mic'd up, fans are engaged, and innovation is the brand? Where Deion's bold, in-your-face coaching style wouldn't just be accepted, it'd be celebrated. And if we're being honest, this league needs a spark. Shedeur is that spark, Deion is that fire. They could transform that league overnight. The NFL thinks it's making a point, but it might just be making a monster. The more you overlook greatness to protect the status quo, the more you create opportunities for greatness to reinvent the system. The more you try to humble people who were born to lead, the more you push them to build their own stage. And the Sanders family? They don't need the lights handed to them. They bring the spotlight with them. So, whether Shedeur hears his name called today or not, let's be clear, he's already the story, he's already the headline. And if he decides to flip the table instead of waiting for a seat at it, the whole game might change. Let them keep underestimating, and we'll keep imagining bigger. Join me for my next in-depth report, right here on Ecclesia TV.